धन्वन्तरिम् आदिदेवम् सुरास्तुरैर्वन्दितपादपद्मम् लोके जरारुग्भयमृत्युनाशम् दातारमीशम् विविधौषधीनाम् Ayurvedo Amritanam. Seeking blessings of Lord Dhanvantri and due respects to all senior Vaidyas, I present Samvedanam. Knowledge through experience, it's a feeling. This is my YouTube channel Sattvam. Please like, follow and subscribe to my channel. For more knowledgeable videos, hit the bell icon below. Let us all abide by the rules of learning this science Ayurveda. Now, we are at episode 4. To get the knowledge in whole, watch the video until the end and please make sure you have watched previous 3 episodes completely. Are you curious to learn more about Ayurveda? Then let's get started. Presenting Silence Matters, episode 4. Think you are working in a company and you have pile load of files to check upon. You are working tirelessly. At the end of the day, you have finally organized every file and you are left with used stationery. What will you do with the junk? Yes, you finally throw away the waste after careful categorization, don't you? Similarly, if you consider working mechanism in a human body just like an office setup, once the metabolism sets in, it ends with the products necessary for the body to sustain and some others which are ought to be excreted. Yes, that's right. This episode is all about mala. Waste products should be thrown out of the body, shouldn't we? Then what is mala exactly? Mrujyate, shodhyate, iti malaha. That which purifies or cleanses the body and establishes a healthy and pure environment for the body to continue its process is called mala. So, mala in the Sharira is not just regarded as a waste product but has an additional positive function. There are 2 kinds of mala, Ahara mala, Sharirika or Dhatu mala. First, Ahara mala, also called Kittabhaga. Once the food in the form of solid and liquid parts are taken, it is simplified at different levels. It is absorbed into the body and only that which is not at all useful to the body are given up as unabsorbed part. So, to ease the process, it is eliminated as solid part and liquid part in general. So, Aharamala is in 2 forms. One is Purisha, said to be feces or stool, and the second Mutra, the urine. The second category of mala is Dhatu mala. In my previous video on Dhatus, we learned how with the help of Dhatu Agni, preceding Dhatu forms succeeding Dhatu. While in the process, the previous Dhatu actually works at 3 levels. First, it supports itself. Second, helps in production of succeeding Dhatu. Third, the natural elimination of non-essential part as mala. These dhatu malas especially do dharana of the body, that is, they have a protective function to perform. Each dhatu except for Shukra dhatu produces Sharirika mala, Malarupi kapha, Malarupi pitta, Khamala, Sweda, Keshalomanaka, Akshivit and Tvaksneha. Where Rasadhatu produces kapha as mala, Rakta dhatu produces pitta as mala, Mamsa dhatu khamala, Medo dhatu produces sweda, Asti dhatu produces kesha, loma, nakha, and Majja dhatu produces akshivit and tvaksneha. On a special mention, Acharya Vagbhata says Shukra dhatu produces ojas as mala. Taking all these mala into consideration, importantly there are 3 which are eliminated in quite large quantity. They are Purisha, Mudra and Sweda. Let us get to know more about these three. First, Purisha. It is the semi-solid or solid byproduct of ahara. Its function is to stabilize the body, that is, to maintain harmony between metabolic functions and the waste that needs to be eliminated. Ayurveda advises to keep our regimen adjusted so that we clear the bowel early morning easily without much straining. Because easy and effective passage of stool marks health. Second, Mutra. Mutra is the liquid byproduct of ahara, where ahara includes water too. It does Vikledanam, that is bifurcates or isolates or does filtering function of liquid part of ahara. Frequency of micturition varies at different ages, in different seasons and in disease conditions. Ayurveda advises not to hold the urge of micturition but to urinate when there is urgency. Color of the urine remains the same in an individual unless following a changed dietary habit or suffering from adverse health conditions. Third, Sweda. Sweda controls the mechanism of temperature regulation. It varies in different individuals. Better not to overuse perfumes and scents as they mask the opening of sweat glands. Performing Abhyanga daily helps to channelize and eliminate excess sweat at regulated rate. Now coming to Dhatumala, Kapha can be called mucus which protects all our internal structures. Pitta said to be produced as Mala when part of Rakta Dhatu forms Mamsa Dhatu. Kamala are those which have lubricatory effects in Navarandhas. Sweda is explained before. Kesha, Loma are Mala of Asti Dhatu which is optimum in the body. Akshivit where Akshi is ice. Tvak Sneha, moistening substances which protects the health of Tvak. Suppose, say you are busy all through the day working. You might have changes in shift or a change in your sleep pattern. They all influence the formation and excretion of Purisha, Mutra and Sweda. But never control the natural urge of defecation and urination because they impair harmony in the body. And more importantly, take a break often if at all you work continuously under AC because it negatively influences natural production of Sweda and also loosens the Kesha, hair follicles. After understanding both Ahara and Sharirika Mala, what next? Mala needs to be thrown out of the body, shouldn't we? If at all one suppresses the urge or doesn't pass at all for days, it would cause great damage to oneself. But when exactly should we evacuate or eliminate the Mala? Do we have to evacuate or excrete or eliminate at will? I will try to make this point clear with an example. Is there any similarity between the mechanism of these two images here? Yes, we will learn the similarity between sugar factory and human body. As how we take food the same way raw material, that is fully grown sugarcane, is delivered to the factory. These sugar canes in batches are processed in respective machines and then sugarcane juice is extracted, that is its essence part. The concentration are checked for and taken for packing. But some part of sugar can are reprocessed for other purposes. In production of sugar, sugar candy, jaggery, etc. Unless and until essence part is fully harnessed, only once used sugarcane is not discarded. Then it is processed well to categorize those canes which still have potential to be reused and those which can be regarded as waste. Finally, it takes hours to discard the sugarcane. This final waste byproduct is called bagasse. So, the sugar factory has control over the sustainable and disposable parts of the sugarcane to the maximum possible extent it is not wasted. So, here is a comparison how a factory works, and on the other hand, how our body works. It's totally parallel, be it input, process, or output. As how in the output, factory gives a finished product as well as bag acid. Similarly, in human body, dhatu is formed as essence part and mala is that part which can be excreted or eliminated. So, output in form of mala is purisha, stool, mutra, urine, and sweda, sweat. Factory has a perfect mechanism for processing its waste products. Similarly, human body by default has a mechanism to protect its mala and evacuate at proper time. Then, should you evacuate mala at will or at proper time when body signals you? Passing the mala at will when there is no natural urge or not passing even when there is urge, all these bear a huge role in occurrence of diseases. The two, Ahara Mala, Purisha and Mutra, and the Dhatu Mala Sveda have a perfect timing, biological rhythm unique to the individual where body signals you to eliminate. For proper formation of Mala, that is, to complete one cycle of Pachana Kriya, your body needs 2 yama, that is, minimum of 6 hours. Hence, one should not eat within 6 hours of a sumptuous meal. Good amount of nidra relaxes and revitalizes the body and hence proper dhatu and mala formation. Hence, nidra is important. Brahmacharya, code and conducts, controlled actions, avoiding violence, respecting the body mechanism, not altering the biological rhythm forcibly. These all cause no harm to the body, but in a way stabilize the body. Hence, Brahmacharya is important. So, practicing proper Ahara, Nidra, Brahmacharya, this is the basis of health through Ayurveda. Your body knows when to act exactly. It holds the perfect balance of production, excretion, absorption and elimination, signaling and alarm. But this is all possible only when you don't intervene or interfere causing harm to the body, but rather go with the natural flow mechanism of the body. If your actions are sound, body functions silently. Sound action, silent function. That is the power of silence. Dosha, dhatu and mala. In harmony and without vitiation in their quality and quantity leads to health. Let me summarize. Ahara mala, dhatu mala, and importantly, there are 3 mala. Why did we actually learn all these? What is the utility of understanding basics of Ayurveda? Dosha, dhatu, and mala. Yes. This topic will be covered in my next video, the last video of the series, Silence Matters, Deep into Ayurveda. Join your hands and close your eyes. Let's pray now. Ragadirogan satatana shaktana sheshakaya prasritana sheshan Autsukya moharatidan jadhana yo purva vaidyaya namostu tasmai. Episode 5 Silence Matters, release date 6/8/2020. If you have still not subscribed, please subscribe and leave your comments in the comment section below. Take care. Thank you.